Welcome back to the Full Time Ultras. The biggest game of the weekend is done. It's Manchester City, as usual, boring, who have been victorious by 2 goals to nil. We've got the Chelsea party over here, and we'll get their quick thoughts and reactions as to what Chelsea could have done better. We'll start with you, Aditya. What is your honest thoughts and reactions about this game? Do you think Chelsea were okay, better than you expected? Shit. What's your instant reaction?
They were they were okay. I think neither team was particularly great. Um, it was a game of really two moments where Haaland scores and Kovacic scores. I think we have a lot to improve. Obviously, this is a new manager, a completely new system. I'm pretty okay about this game. I'm not too disappointed about it. I think we maybe could have got something out of it, a draw, had we taken a few chances. Jackson was uh, a lot iffy. I don't I disappointed with his performance, but apart from that, I think we were okay. Both teams were okay, and just City just had the better of us in those two moments.
What do you have to make about it?
I mean, I'm an old school Chelsea fan, so I'm not happy with the loss. Obviously, we are a team who has been winning and who are always trying to get trophies in. So, from that aspect, I am disappointed with how we played. We should go out there and win it. But if you're looking at the positives, it was a decent performance. I especially liked how Lavia performed in the midfield. He looks like a completely new player for us, and he played really well. And apart from that, as Aditya mentioned, we didn't make any big mistakes. It was a game of two moments, which also on a positive end, from looking at the last seasons, from how we conceded goals were from errors. It was two moments that they created. They scored good goals. First goal, Haaland kept his composure well. It was a iffy goal, but it was a very good finish and composed finish by Haaland. And the second goal was also a brilliant goal from Kovacic. Didn't celebrate, so I was happy. He's still our player in my head. But apart from that, yeah, I would like to see some better football next game and trying to compete for trophies, not just top four. So let's see what happens.
But considering you said now Chelsea, you want you said you're old school and you were you want Chelsea to win trophies and this and that. But we have to be honest over here and see where Chelsea are at the moment. What happened in the last 2 seasons, right? So do you think you saw enough positives considering this being Enzo Maresca's first game? Because a lot we saw the win probability in the start and everyone was like City are going to win this pretty easily. Not being beat, very very badly, and you guys were also beat in the preseason. That should be a positive by itself though, right?
Yes, if we look at the positives, yeah, I would see that as a good thing. We kept more possession than Man City in the first half, which is a very few teams can achieve. So that was good. But on the other hand, I have seen this, not this Chelsea team, but overall Chelsea teams go out from lower positions and then coming out to win Champions Leagues, and when no one expects us to win anything, we just perform. So I expect that to happen as well with this team, but I haven't seen it for 2 seasons. I'm still waiting. Hopefully we can find that consistency, but if not, I just want trophies, so I'm looking for that.
Aditya, in terms of the lineup that Maresca put out, do you think there's something that needs to be tweaked? We said that Lavia had a very good performance, but we were discussing during the game as well. Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo, three players who basically are in that same profile. Do you think that, in a way, a little bit hampered the attacking creativity out, or do you think he went that way because it was Manchester City?
No, I think that's pretty much going to be a starting midfield. I don't think
Dewsbury Hall?
he might come in, but I think the qualities that these three have, I think they do complement each other a bit. I think Caicedo and Lavia enable Enzo to drift a bit further forward. He's not stuck with some as many defensive responsibilities as he was last season, and over time he will be able to make better use of the chances he gets in between lines. He's very much capable of that. He's a very talented player. So I think this midfield is fine. Dewsbury Hall will be in and out of the squad, and also we play a lot of games. Our next game's now on Thursday in the Conference League. So I think this like there'll be a lot of rotation. Regarding the rest of the squad, it's pretty much what you'd expect, I guess. The Sterling thing situation is a bit. We don't know what's going on there, but there's clearly something wrong behind the scenes. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see what like if there's more clarity on it. If Chelsea do release their own statement. But apart from that, I think the lineup was pretty much what we expected, and I think it, it's pretty much our strongest lineup.
So just I wanted to ask you in terms of what can Chelsea do better. I know obviously you're gonna talk about the defensive issues that's happening, but I wanted to club that into this question as to what do you want to see from Chelsea going forward into the season?
More like I think I can see what Maresca is trying to do. So I get that it'll take time, and I think again we need patience. We as a fan base lack patience, and I think that's very much necessary. Yes, but I think it's more cohesion. There were moments where we saw, Jackson playing a back heel for Kukurea, but Kukurea is not tasked with bombing down the wing anymore. He's more of an inside player. And then like a couple of other instances, like Caicedo trying to play a pass to, well, it ended up going to no one. So the cohesion is a bit lacking. They're not. You wouldn't call this a fully drilled team just yet, and I think that's just going to improve as the season progresses. This is actually a slightly better start than I expected. I don't think we'll be very relevant, at least in the first few games of the season. I think we'll grow into the season as we go along, but I'm happy so far. I think a bit more cohesion and, as you said, some defensive frailties will be ironed out. Time on the training ground will help with that.
Another major talking point in this game was Nicholas Jackson in terms of his finishing capabilities, like couple of half chances, one maybe a better striker. He kind of stays onside in that place where he finishes it off. Do you think Chelsea need a better striker over there, and what do you think they're going to do? They're going to sign a striker?
Yes, I think we definitely need a striker, and we are going to sign someone.
He's pretty frustrating, Jackson, sometimes, right?
He is, but I like what he offers to the team overall. He has a lot of versatility to him. He can play on the wing, he can play in the middle. So I think he's a very useful player. And him being partnered up with another striker would really help him grow. And that is something that I am sure that we are going to see more of in the season. As Aditya also mentioned, that we have a lot of games going on. So he might experiment with Nkunku Jackson. Maybe if Osimhen comes in, then Jackson and Osimhen partnering up as well could be something that we might see from an.
Do you think Maresca will do it, considering he likes to play those three midfielders?
Those three midfielders probably would stay. If anyone would go out, would be the wingers. And I think Maresca would be flexible. From what I've seen, he might use different formations against different teams. I want to see how we perform against low block. Man City probably was our best bet to show what we offer as an attacking unit. But against low block teams, I want to see how we can break the lines and perform. So if we can't do it with this side, which looks really good on paper, we might have to try something else. And that's where I feel two strikers or maybe somebody drifting from the wide or false nine would help us. So let's see what he brings up.
Anyway, that's our instant reaction to Chelsea versus Manchester City. We'll be reacting to most of the games in our podcast that will be coming down later in the week. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, do the usual drill, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The giveaway is live. You'll find the information down in the description below. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.